Hello everybody and welcome to another exciting episode of Main Character Syndrome. I'm your host, Cheesymanfredo, aka Alfredo Morales, and with me here today in every episode so far, I got my co-host Julian, Say hello, Julian.
Hey, hello, that's me. I'm that guy.
There he is. And always with us is usually one or two guests. We have two guests again. They're the Cheesymanfredo regulars.
Can't keep these guys out of here.
Can't keep these. When I think of two white guys, these are the guys I think of.
The two white guys.
Wow, that's such an honor.
Yeah, Paul Rudd and Patton Oswalt are the two white guys I think of.
Wait, they are some of the whitest guys.
Yeah,
they are. Yeah, Patton Oswalt's like in almost every other thing. Like you just hear his voices out of nowhere.
I think
he couldn't stop himself after Ratatouille. He was like, "Hey, I like this."
He might be one of those guys that's just down for whatever. Like he's like a Nick Cage type guy who just.
You kind of have to be down for whatever after that one movie he was in where he was like a creepy dad.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say you have to be down for whatever when your wife dies.
Yeah, you do gotta kind of be down for whatever.
You kind of have to be down for whatever when you star in Nerdland.
He did.
Yeah, exactly.
He did star in Nerdland.
We were talking about the cinematic classic Nerdland before the start of the episode because Jim couldn't believe that he saw that film.
Oh yeah, I didn't properly introduce myself. Hi, I'm Jim.
Yeah. That's Jim.
That's
Jim. That's Kazoo over there.
Hey, what's up? I'm Kazoo.
Yeah. You guys should know these guys by now.
Yeah.
You should have listened to enough episodes, unless this is your first episode.
In which case, go check out the rest.
Yeah. Stop what you're doing. Listen to every other video on this channel first.
Stop what you're doing.
The continuity of fucking Main Character Syndrome is really important, actually.
We have inside jokes within inside jokes.
It's actually
it's not gonna be.
I mean, the fact that it's called Main Character Syndrome, he develops a little bit with every episode. Cheesy has
I learned a lesson.
If you listen to every Main Character Syndrome, Cheesy has like a little arc.
That should be a thing you do at the end of every episode. Like after the recording, you do like a solo thing where you said, "All right, guys, today I learned that you have to be a better friend. We have to be a better ally to the gay community."
Okay. Well, I guess what I learned in the last episode with Pan Peaks and Mango is you can't little guy yourself out of every situation. You know?
What?
Yeah, you just can't be like, oh, but you know how I am. I'm just a little guy.
Well, eventually you'll get stepped on. And not
eventually
like
you're gonna you think like, oh, I'm just gonna little guy my way out through life, and then boom, you're 30.
You're 30.
Yeah, you're a little guy no more.
You're 30. You can't do sit-ups anymore. Your favorite movie is Amelie for some reason.
Your cock doesn't work, but you're still constantly horny.
Yeah.
You know, the other day my dad told me that apparently you're not supposed to do sit-ups anymore, or if you do, half sit-ups are the more medically
like it's a law. Like it's a law.
Well, no, you're weak.
Biden said no more sit-ups.
You could weaken your pelvic floor. That's the real danger.
Yeah, the pelvic floor, of course, right. The pelvic floor.
Of course, the pelvic floor. You know, I learned that in Quantum Mania.
There was a whole scene about Ant-Man's daughter's.
You don't get it.
He pointed at MODOK and he said, "This is what happens if you fuck with your pelvic floor."
I'm a mad scientist. I ruined my pelvic floor, and then he just beats his wife or something. Like.
Yeah, I just like the comics.
I feel like I did kind of doze off during that movie, so that may have happened in Ant-Man.
There's nothing quantum or mania or manic about this. MCU movies are like the most like, I'm so quirky, I'm so ADHD, OCD, and then they're just like the most like basic ass.
Like okay ass.
I think about that one photo that I think Brie Larson took a like selfie. And she's like pointing at a guy and it's like, this guy watched Captain Marvel 300 times or something. Like, and he looks He just looks like a man who would sit down and watch Captain Marvel like 300 times. Like,
does he
I
have
just-
a
I just think-
Wojak yet? Has he been
Don't-
put in the
don't
Wojak
fear-
lexicon?
he has actually
Don't
been
fear-
Wojak. I saw
Oh
him.
fuck yeah! All right.
Don't fear the man that's seen 3,000 movies. Fear the man that's seen one movie 3,000 times. Ancient Chinese proverb.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Before we begin the episode proper, I do want to make an apology.
Oh.
To who?
To
So
the
you know how
community?
in the last episode we were talking about that one conservative grifter guy, the one who like hates trans people, Matt Walsh.
Matt Walsh. Yeah, Matt Walsh. Oh, well,
you
yeah.
gotta-
We apologize to Matt Walsh episode.
No,
Is that what we're
fuck
doing?
him specifically.
What
But
if the
we made a
thumbnail
lot of
was
jokes
just-
at his expense about his appearance and his beard, but
Oh.
I want to apologize to Jacob Geller for that comparison because he looks like Matt Walsh. Here, I have a picture
Damn.
for you.
What if I was just?
So we're
about to
sitting there,
say-
we're making fun of Matt Walsh.
Oh,
Like, look at
no.
this
Oh my
guy. Fuck
God.
this guy. I hope he kills himself. But
Wait,
like,
does this
there's
guy,
Jacob Geller right there.
Is this a guy that talks about books? On
He talks about books,
I'm a book
construction,
YouTuber.
video games, Jewish stuff.
you could
Every
could
video
tell,
has a Jewish angle.
You could tell what kind of YouTuber they are with what kind of shit they got in their background.
That's why Ray William Johnson's my favorite Watchmen reviewer.
Has there ever been
Oh,
like
yeah.
I got gardening on the brain since I've been doing it. Yeah, I've been like
Okay.
tilling the fields.
Hell yeah.
Has there ever been like a garden YouTuber who just has somebody do the work?
Probably is.
Who has somebody do the work behind them while they're talking?
That would be based. But if you unironically want to talk about garden tubers, I know a bunch. I'm big
Let's
into
go.
garden
Let's-
tube.
Let's fucking go.
I believe he's called Self-Sufficient Me. Is a Australian bloke who has like a whole
Oh.
fucking food compound. I love that
Yeah,
man.
I've seen that shit.
Uh,
Yeah.
There's a guy from my neck of the woods. I forget his name. I think his name's James Pigioni. Actually, he's from
James
Jersey.
Pidgeotty.
He's always like, "What's up, growers?" Like I love like
Growers.
What's up, grow? He has like some T-shirt in the shop that's growers, not showers.
Boys are gamers, men are growers.
but yeah, he's based. I love garden. I've many times. I'm a big gardener myself. I've many times wanted to sort of dip my toe into the gardening TikTok game, but I kind of just don't want to make TikToks. I think that's kind of part of it.
Yeah. That's kind of like why I really like the gallery option with the TikTok videos, where it's like, oh, now people can just flip, and I'm like, oh, this is way better than like me.
I don't want to sound mean.
recording something.
I don't want to sound mean, cheesy, but
Okay,
I'm-
go ahead.
I'm always really surprised at how big those videos do when you make those on TikTok. I'm really shocked at the like what's it called, like the impressions and like they're really high sometimes. I guess this is kind of like a backhanded compliment, I guess.
well, I guess it's like it's interesting because it's like, okay, what gets popular where, you know? Because certain comics like do better on like Instagram, some do better on TikTok, some do better on like Twitter.
All right.
You know, although some are kind of like almost universal, like the fucking gay man. You playing gay man comic that does well on like all social medias.
It's just funny because like
But-
when I think of TikTok, the way that I've experienced TikTok and like kind of what I see out of it is that you need to grip people in like the first fucking second. If you can't grip someone in the first second, then your video's done. And for me, like those scrolling videos, I give up on those. I hate those. Like I don't like watching a bunch of still images on TikTok. So I think it's really interesting that those videos can thrive sometimes.
It's kind of like this goes back into like almost garden YouTuber kind of thing, but there's like little communities, you know, there's like little like niches of people that are like collected with one certain thing, and I think that something I kind of realize is that there's like whole groups of people that are just uploading chapters of like Chainsaw Man on TikTok with the gallery feature, and I'm like, okay, people are like willing to like scroll and like read. Like I put all of Mick Pagolacci up there.
It's so weird.
How does Mick Pagolacci do compared to your to like the shitpost comics?
It's okay. It hasn't reached like any. It hasn't like a K has not been added to its number count. But the thing is that I have it pinned, so it's like the first things that people see to check out my account, and like I'm just slowly funneling people that way.
It'll grind up there.
Yeah, it didn't. I heard someone told me that the TikTok bill passed, so TikTok is getting banned or whatnot.
I didn't hear that.
Wait, what?
I hope that's not true.
That's fucking funny.
I just downloaded the app. They can't do this to me.
the last
I have so
man
many
to download
talks,
TikTok.
I haven't ticked.
Is TikTok banned? I'm asking.
TikTok mania.
Yeah, TikTok.
Montana has become the first U.S. state to pass legislation banning TikTok or personal devices.
So it's just okay. We're doing the
really
Civil War
bad
route.
for
We're doing
the-
state by
the-
state.
the
Okay, I
10
see how
the
it is.
10
no one fucking lives in Montana. Who cares?
I feel bad for the 10 like 20-year-olds who live in Montana.
No, TikTok's banned in Montana. Oh, darn, that those 5 like 10-year-olds that are left there.
Damn, I guess I'll just play Fortnite for the next 48 hours.
The Main Character Syndrome podcast has condemned Montana.
I want to go back
If
to what you're
you're
saying.
listening from Montana, fuck you.
I want to go back to what you're saying about people putting like whole chapters on like the gallery feature on TikTok of like manga and like Chainsaw Man. I find that so fascinating, and like I maybe them like showing my age a bit, but like I remember back in the day like finding like really cool comics on like 4chan like read along threads, or what is it, like
Those
read
are
with me threads.
People still do
those
that.
are like so good for because you click on a bunch of them and then you just scroll down.
Yeah,
and
like
it's all loaded. It just
and
works
like I was
really well.
like and I think it's probably similar for kids on TikTok now. Like I was in high school, I couldn't like really afford to go out and buy a bunch of comics. I remember like this is such a funny memory. Like when I found out there were Firefly comics, I was like, holy shit, more Firefly content. So I would like save up money. I would save up like $10 bills to buy like they had like trades of a few comics compiled, and that was like the thing I looked forward to the most. Like whenever I had like 10, 15 bucks. And so yeah, that just shows like when you're that age, like you don't have disposable income, so you have to kind of go to like weird methods. And like the 4chan threads, the read along threads are different from like just pirating it. Like it's like a different, it's like almost like you're not aware of like piracy in that way. Same with TikTok. Like
you're not going there for that specifically. It's kind of like happenstance. It's like, you know how like if you go to like your local library and the books they have out front that are like, oh, the librarian's pick or whatever. I've never seen anybody walk over to there and like pick them up, which is probably like a shame. But it's probably similar with Co or TikTok, right? It's just oh, this is here. I can read it. Let's go.
And that's how like I got into Hack Slash. Like that's a comic I'd never heard of before. And then I remember it was so cool. It was like during summer. And at like 10 p.m. every night, some guy would just run through a whole chapter of Hack Slash. And if people don't understand like what I'm talking about, basically, literally would post like each post would just be an image of a page. So you just like wait for it all to be done, and then you would just read it all. And then later on in life, my friend's sister got to be on a cover of Hack Slash because they did like a special cosplay thing or something. That was pretty cool.
Oh, interesting.
Wait, they put cosplayers on like.
Yes.
Cover. I have never seen this before.
It's mostly for variant covers,
Yeah.
but like all the big like kind of publishers have done that at one point.
See, that's the thing. I only ever really get trades or like compilations. I'm not like I'm the cancer in the comic industry. I don't buy the floppies.
It's kind of interesting to think of how like financially it kind of works. I remember someone saying that like comics is the one kind of medium where you have to buy it twice, but that's not necessarily true. I mean, like I guess movies kind of work that way too.
If you're a person who loves heckin' Mario, you have to buy Mario 64 on every new console they release or whatever.
Which, to your credit, Kazoo, I've never bought a variant before, but the comic store down the street from me does stock multiple variants. So I've seen several just like out in the wild.
I bought like my share of like variants if I want to get like specific issues. I got the variant cover of the artist who did Doro Hidoro.
She's great. I love
they got her to do a cover of Ant-Man.
Oh, that's cool.
And I have that variant cover. Yeah, it's pretty good.
One of my favorite variants that I remember buying was the Brian Lee O'Malley did a cover for Sex Criminals. And it was the main character's dick was on the cover, so they had to sell it in a sealed bag. And because the branding for that series was really it was really good, and it was really strong. It was big vibrant colors and then just white text on it. They had a lot of funny they had a few jokes on the cover of the bag. They were like we were forced to put a plastic bag over this one, enjoy. Oh my god, I love Sex Criminals. I actually never finished it. I don't know if it gets bad or not. I don't know how it ages. How does it age?
I think I saw BL. Whenever I try to shorten him, I always try to do BLM, but it's no, there's the O, so I have to call him BLOM.
BLOM. Wait, who are you talking about?
Brian Lee O'Malley.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say
I was like, why are you talking about BLM? What got BLM got to do with this?
I don't think BLM has anything to do with Scott Pilgrim. Actually, there's nobody in that comic.
There's no black people in Scott Pilgrim. Ramona doesn't date black guys.
No, not a single one.
Oh yeah, this cover, I seen this one.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. I was gonna say there's a cover he did for Young Avengers, and it's damn, look at all these appealing characters. Shame they all fucking suck.
That's kind of the annoying thing about variant covers, and it's fucking when you pick a really good artist and then you
get
you actually
promo or something.
Yeah, and inside it's kind of it's just house style.
Yeah.
And if anyone doesn't know, house style is kind of y'all notice how Marvel and DC comics kind of look the same. That's their house style.
Oh.
So it's to be kind of consistent. And I guess the movies kind of have a house style too. If you consider the that just happened as the their house style.
There's a big
it's really funny to think about
shitty
that.
standardization of superhero movies.
While we're talking about Brian Lee O'Malley posters, I really love this Battle Royale poster that he did.
I've never seen this.
This is really good.
I've never seen this either.
If you've seen the movie, if you look closely, it shows every kid and how they die.
Oh my god,
that's pretty fucking sick.
Oh, I miss when Brian Lee O'Malley used to draw things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim's books.
That he does it.
Scott Pilgrim books 1 through 5.
That Scott Pilgrim money has made you weak, Brian. It's made you weak. You used to be a king, but now look at you.
Now look at you.
Now look at you.
Nothing but a pulse.
What are you gonna say? Kazoo?
I was just gonna post that cover I was talking about.
Oh yeah, this is a good.
Oh
cover.
my god, I remember this.
Yeah,
I remember when this came out. Yeah, because this is when I was really, really into collecting Marvel floppies every week. I was never really that big into actually reading weekly with DC, but I got really into Marvel. And I did not give a shit about the Young Avengers book, but I kept seeing this on the shelf, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to read it."
It's really enticing. It's really enticing.
You would have been very disappointed, though. Unless you like Young Avengers, you would have opened it up and went, "What the fuck is this?"
That's there's 2 artists that I could think of that I hate it when they get these people to do the variant covers because I know for a fact the art is not gonna look that good.
Yeah.
And one example is Guri.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh no,
their
great.
stuff is great.
Her stuff is great, but the thing is that because I think, for example, she did a lot of variant cover for Squirrel Girl, and that
fucking run of Squirrel Girl.
Isn't it a team? I thought it's a team of 2 women.
Yeah, it's 2 women.
It's 2 women, but this actual run is infamous. I remember seeing people say she looks ugly or whatever, and how
she was
social justice.
I'll say this: I haven't read it. It's probably good. I'm not gonna lie. Mostly when people complain about somebody being SJW, it's never that bad.
It's just people finding 1 or 2 things to latch onto, and then freaking out about that.
There's another. There's another artist. I think her name is Peach Momoko.
Yeah.
That sounds really
Momoko.
Yeah. Because she also does like a lot of variant covers, and she did a really good Black Widow variant cover, and I'm like, yeah, I know for a fact the art ain't gonna look like that inside the book.
This sounds really familiar.
Wait, she is doing one comic for Marvel. She's doing something called like some like feudal Japan comic called like Demon Days or something.
I love the gorillas.
Now that you mention it, I think I need to check to make sure
look
my,
at this cover. This goes so hard.
Pre-order for the Peach Momoko variant for that one issue of Red Room actually went in.
Yeah, like this looks so cool. The comic doesn't look like this, by the way.
Of course it doesn't.
Yeah, it's a shame.
I have a really funny story. I just because I have a variance on the mind still. I have a really funny story with my local comic store and variants. I was that one dude that was like really into Valiant when they did like the relaunch. Nobody else was ever, I don't think. But if you're not aware, Valiant Comics, they kind of went defunct in like I think 95 or something, and then they two like super fans of it. I think they're like investment bankers. They like bought the rights to all the characters that they could in like 2011, I think, and relaunched it. And there's some really great books that came out of there. But they had like a big event for their big like team up book. I think it's called Unity. It's kind of like their Avengers. And I just happened to be like go to the comic shop for whatever reason, and I might have picked up like an X-Men War or something. And the dude behind the counter who was like super sick, he has a cool berserk tattoo. He's got like the guts like symbol thing like on his neck. He was like, hey, yeah, do you want a free variant? And I was like, sure. And he handed me, I think it's called like Unity Gold or something, as like number 1 of the Unity book, but it was like a special gold variant. And I looked it up when I got home, and it was like $50 like already. Like this was like in 2015. So I've not checked since, but I was like, I've never had an experience where I was just like, he literally handed it to me. It wasn't even like I bought it. Like, it was so fucking weird.
That's pretty cool, actually.
I should probably check to see how much it's worth now.
He wanted to fuck you. That's
he probably did. Actually,
he's like, damn, look at this little nice little slice.
Look at this little podcaster.
Look at this little podcast.
Protus, why are you always hanging out with that guy? Oh, don't worry about it. You know, he just likes buying me cool stuff, and he just likes
giving me
touching
free variant covers.
What if he like hands you a comic book and then like it has like a spread like a porn magazine spread, but it's just like him.
He made his own comic ad. Like he made it like look like a comic book ad.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, check out this just sweet ass variant cover, and it's like his naked.
It's just him like spreading his ass.
It's like his whole asshole.
And then like he replaces all the ads. Like it's like an old like Silver Age Iron Man book, and it's like all the ads he replaced. Like it's like the X-ray goggles ad, and it's just like literally pictures of him naked, and it's like, oh look, the X-ray goggles are working. You should buy these.
That's awesome. There should be a rule that like the variant artist cannot be a better artist than what's inside the book.
That's a really good rule. I like that.
But I'll say this: I have like a kind of like a love-hate relationship with variant covers because I think they're cool, but at the same time, it's like, but it's just not. It's not gonna look that cool in it.
This reminds me of a conversation I had as a kid with my mother because I would get the Sonic Archie comics in the mail, and I noticed that all of the covers done by Patrick Spazzinati, I think his name is called. He's like a Sonic artist that I really like. His covers, immaculate, like wow. And I open up the book, and it's like that toony sort of style that everyone makes fun of. Like, oh, this is hilarious.
Oh, no.
Did they let a deviant artist do this comic? And I'm like, why does this happen? And she said, so that you can buy it, which she did. I gotcha.
You know what should have variant covers? Like actual like books, like like storybooks and whatnot, because like
those Harry Potter variant covers.
They do that, don't they?
Yeah, maybe, but like I guess this was like kind of like a segue to like a greater dissatisfaction I have with like any graphic design doing with like modern storybooks at all. Like they like storybook like well, I'm saying storybook. I really just mean any like nonfiction book. Like nonfiction book covers look fucking terrible now.
Oh, I know what you're talking. It's basically kind of like typography.
The minimalist.
Yeah.
Are you talking about how minimalist they become?
It's always just like the text
or like the text that's like gritty. Like maybe it's like metallic and like a little gritty or something.
Yes.
It's like this is so fucking boring. Give me cool oil paintings again, please.
Oh yeah.
Please, they fucking come so fast.
We had
or like those storybook illustrations with the watercolor coloring.
Oh yeah, see, look at this shit.
Yeah.
Why would you ever want to buy this?
Like these all register as the same exact thing to me. I remember having a discussion in a server once, a very heated discussion about the Dune covers, the Dune book covers. Because like if you look at old ass Dune book covers, they are so fucking wacky. They're like these strange like priest looking guys, and then the new ones are just like it'll be like as up close of just like somebody's eyes that are like blue within blue, and it just like it takes like the weird sort of like 60s pulp sci-fi element out of it, I guess.
Damn, that's a shame.
Sci-fi pulp had like the best fucking book covers. It's not fucking fair. It's not fucking fair.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
the
so
Gods
good.
Hate Kansas is pretty cool.
Yeah.
These are red.
Oh fuck.
Everyone fucking knows what's his face. I can't find an image of it. The God Emperor Dune cover where it's just the man the man inside the fucking worm. That one's a really funny, iconic one.
That one's a classic.
Yeah.
We used to be a real country. Points at book cover.
It's the same with like movies too. Like all fucking movie posters fucking suck now.
Oh, okay. I actually found, just for like the sake of mentioning it, I actually did find the Dune covers I was mentioning. Let's look how weird and wild these things are, and then like you look at the new ones, and
look, they're almost like perfectly like colorized too. Like they have like this perfect theme of like dawn, dusk, sunrise, like
covers and everything suck now. Like, have you guys seen the new kind of like animated movie like DVD Blu-ray covers where it's just their face?
Oh, that's sickening. That is sickening.
I hate this because it's like, yeah, that's Shrek. You're fucking right. That is Shrek.
It certainly is Shrek.
I mean, the original poster of Shrek is not like great. Damn, they are like really
iconic.
Close.
It's iconic.
Hold on, wait. I have to look at the Shrek poster.
Shrek posters, they're on that like green S.
Okay, there's a giant green S. I guess that's kind of something.
I like that.
I do like the head tilt Shrek though.
I should have tweeted out like, how come the mutant giant green S doesn't show up in the movie?
Oh my god, look, someone made a worse version. Someone made like the book club version of Shrek.
Oh god, the minimalist version.
Sorry, Julian. There's gonna be a lot of pictures in this one.
I'm editing this episode.
All right.
But
yeah, this one isn't particularly great either. But it's like, I mean, it's something.
It's
pretty bad.
It's different.
It's pretty bad.
It's pretty
honestly.
bad, actually.
Okay, you know what? Maybe this one is more.
It was more acceptable when it was new because it's establishing, quote unquote iconography.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe this one gets your Jimmy's a little bit more up and up.
Dude, my heart rate went up when I saw this.
Palpitate. My heart palpitates when I see this.
Oh my god, I gotta see
actually,
that.
it's really bad for my health to look at this.
it raises my cholesterol if I see it.
I guess I don't want to keep talking about movie posters forever, but the best movie poster of all time, it's got to be Godzilla vs. Megalon fighting on top of the World Trade Center. Nothing beats it. Oh yeah,
classic poster. True. No, you're not wrong.
Hilarious because it doesn't even fucking happen in the movie.
They didn't even go to America.
They literally just stay in like the crater or whatever.
In the fucking countryside.
The
of
They
Japan,
hardly even trade blows in that movie. Trade center.
Yeah.
Kiss my
They hardly
ass.
even trade. There's hardly any trading at all in this film.
They hardly even blow each other in the film.
Well, that's why Jet Jaguar was there. He blew.
Yeah.
He gave the producer a blowjob to get on set.
That's why he has that iconic Jet Jaguar smile. He's the gopher.
Oh my god. Jeez.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are silly.
I wanna aggressively steer this conversation
Okay.
from
Go ahead.
comics to comics. We're gonna talk about a little comic that I've been reading lately. It's called One Piece.
Oh yeah, Jim
Yeah.
has finally been One Piece pilled.
It only took, as Cheesy
Nice.
said, 7 tries.
He finally took the gum. He's taken a bite
Of the
this-
cum fruit.
He took
the
this
cum fruit.
the 7-piece grand meal, and then his eyes opened.
Yeah, so I'm currently at chapter. Hold on, I have it pulled up. 223. So I've gone through probably a good 150 chapters in the past maybe week or so, which actually is not. That's a good pace
Yeah.
for me.
That's
Yeah.
that's pretty crazy.
I remember one day. This is a tangent already, but I got really into this manga called Innocence. Or Innocent.
Oh, I
think it's
love
called.
that book.
Oh, it's so good. I literally
I've been trying to
could not
study
put it
the
down.
author's style for a while.
I think is it Sakamoto? I forget the name of the
Yeah.
mangaka. I'm obsessed with that book, and I read literally all of Innocent in a 24-hour period. There's 100 chapters of that, and I could not fucking put it down. It's amazing. If you're interested at all in French history, I mean that's a really bad sell, but it's just the most beautiful manga.
No.
No, it's
I
awesome.
actually
Shut up.
am, so
I'm just saying, people who hear that who don't care about French history might not be like.
That's true.
Have you
People hear
checked out
history and they fucking-
Drackle, DRCL, Midnight Children?
Is
What
that
the
this?
fuck?
Is that the one
Say
he's
that
working on right
title
now?
again.
Yeah, he's doing an adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I did start reading it, and I was very sad to realize that it was only a few chapters in when I started, and I was like, I need absolutely fucking huge quantities of this. I can't just read the meager 10 chapters that are out. I need to wait for this thing to finish because I loved it so much.
I wish I had waited because it's up to 24 chapters now, and
Oh,
I don't
really?
know how long it'll take to get to the next chapter. Because now we've actually gotten to the point where there is a Dracula's castle after all of that build up. And they've changed the characters around because they're kids now, so the whole dynamic has changed.
Oh my god, I fucking love Shinichi Sakamoto. Seriously, one of the best artists in the game, I think. Also,
There are
I think-
YouTube videos of him talking about his process, all those outfits and stuff. He actually
Yes.
takes photos of himself and his assistants in traditional fancy garb.
That's so cool.
That
I'm not-
rocks. I love that mixed media approach.
I'm not super I like a lot of more obscure manga, I guess, but I don't pretend to be an expert, so I don't know how common it is. But something with him that is really really cool, and in that I think I saw one of the videos that you're talking about. He really credits his assistant team, and it's not he just has guys that do the background. I think they're all women actually in his team. They each have their own specific role. The one woman is literally the costume, she's the costume chooser and the costume designer, and they have a humongous wardrobe full of all these period appropriate clothing that they model in, and
Yeah.
it's so fucking cool. It's seriously so good. I'd never finished Innocent Rouge. I need to, because that's the sequel series to Innocent.
Yeah.
Damn, good shit. All right,
So good.
sorry.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not One Piece at all. But it's better.
Yeah, let's get back to One Piece.
It's
How's
better than
that
One
D
Piece.
taste?
What happens to One Piece? Is he okay?
Monkey D. Luffy.
Monkey D. Luffy, yeah.
So I finished the big arc. I just finished was Alabasta.
Nice.
And it's really interesting because my experience with One Piece has always been people saying oh dude, Skypiea, oh dude, fucking Skypiea, oh Alabasta, oh Big Brownie Mountain, they just say
Big brownie mountain.
Big, I think that's a Mario level. I don't think that's.
But so my experience with the like was always just hearing about it, and actually like being able to like sit through and not sit through. That sounds like mean, but being able to like go through an entire arc and really see like how Oda structures things and like how he uses characters. It's really cool. I really like One Piece. I really liked Alabasta a lot. I didn't really start getting into the series until like near the end of Arlong Park, and I think that's kind of when some of the character moments really started to like hit
it's a
for
good
me.
litmus test. It's like all the emotion in Arlong Park is like this is how like the characters kind of act moving forward. There are like sad moments in the earlier arcs, but they don't hit quite as hard as like all the sad stuff that happens in Arlong Park. Everybody gets their own
think
thing.
there's like sadder moments later on.
Not later. I meant earlier. Like,
oh, okay.
Because like Zoro and Sanji's Zoro and Usopp's like little flashbacks aren't really. I mean, they're like sad in like
they're right
in some sense, but it's not like it's
Belmare
not what Nami goes through. Yeah,
like,
Belmare.
She's like way more tragic of a character. Yeah. And so my one buddy, my actual, he's like my co-host for my podcast that I do. He's not finished or not caught up, but he's like really far into it, and he constantly will tell me like stuff that they changed in like the 4Kids dub and like all the funny like meme things, like how. Yeah. So yeah, obviously spoilers for the Belmare. Belmare dies. She's killed by Arlong's goons. But apparently in the 4-piece or the 1-piece 4Kids dub, they make it so that she was sent to prison, which is really hilarious.
He just points at her and says, "And you'll be locked in a dungeon for the rest of your days." And then he like turns. This is a bit I love that nobody ever seems to quote when they quote that thing, and and he turns around and he says, "And feel free to quote me." it's just. It's such like a fucking random thing to throw on at the end.
That's really good.
Yeah. Oh.
But yeah, I think I feel like I finally get the appeal to One Piece.
Get the appeal, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we did it. We got another One Piecer.
We did it.
I feel like I had to. Like, I mean, I'm on the JoJo swing.
I always think it's weird when people say, "Oh yeah, I read JoJo, but I'll never touch that fucking One Piece."
To be fair, I tried several times and it just did not stick until recently. And
I think
now
it's
I'm
a
like,
bit of a slow burn.
like wanting to read rather than being like, okay, I have some downtime. I should make progress.
I think I did get into JoJo before One Piece because I was like reading. I was in the middle of reading JoJo at the start of like my previous relationship. And when that ended, I was like in the middle of reading One Piece.
Let me recount I started reading One Piece in like 2007, so that would be like around the time Enies Lobby Water 7 ended and Thriller Bark was about starting. I wanted to read JoJo since like 2010, but I only barely just did it before the anime series started. I'm so bad with stuff like that. It's like in my mind forever, and then it starts getting like anime adaptions and like accolades, and it's like, well, I don't want to look like a poser.
Exactly. You gotta read it before it comes out.
Yeah.
That's why I read Shonen Jump every week. I read all the chapters, even for the garbage crap, because like when the anime comes out, I want to be like,
you're insane.
That's masochistic.
Crazy. I could never do that shit.
But it is interesting to think about because it's like it's a magazine. It's a magazine you buy, at least if you're like a small Japanese child or a salaryman, right? And like, just going off of like our like Western take of this, because we've pretty much always read this online, right? All these things,
pretty much.
Like, they had like a Shonen Jump. They had a Shonen Jump in bookstores a while ago, but it was so like it's way smaller.
It was monthly, and like you were saying, it was smaller.
It was like
they would throw in a Yu-Gi-Oh card, like, "Here, kid, keep this."
Yeah,
there you go. Get one Yu-Gi-Oh card.
It's interesting to think about, just like buying like a magazine and then reading like not even like a tenth of the, well, not a tenth. I don't know how many. Like
you would get maybe
like
12
sixth.
stories.
Yeah. It'd be like it's like interesting to think that like some people will only read like a sixth of the magazine as opposed to like getting their full
The whole
value.
thing. Yeah.
And so JoJo.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, I'm sorry. So yeah, JoJo currently is published in Ultra Jump, and as far as I know, there's like literally only one other series that people even talk about in Ultra Jump, and I think it's because it got an anime kind of recently. It's the No Guns Life, I think it's called. It's like a guy with a big gun.
I read scans of that.
I read like the beginning of it, and I thought this was interesting, but it was just moving too slow for me, and I was like, this is whatever to me.
And also, you see like very recently. So yeah, JoJo just had a new part start, kind of a humongous event. And there was a news story recently where they said that Ultra Jump had entered like its second reprint, like the issue that had, or the month issue that had JoJo #1, new JoJo, that entered its reprint, and like all the other times that the manga's ever done a second reprint has been for like milestone JoJo issues. So it is kind of a funny thing where like, at least from a Western perspective, it's like it feels like that's like the JoJo magazine kind of.
Yeah.
Also, there is the Penis Mansion one that people talk about as a joke.
Mansion.
It's called like, oh wait, is it? Yeah, I think it's called like Penis Mansion, and it's about a kid who like dies.
With the Penis Island.
No, I think it's separate actually.
Wow.
Hold on, I have to look this up. Sorry, it's called
When are they gonna
Valhalla
get to-
Penis Mansion.
Valhalla Penis Mansion.
It's about a Shota who dies. Okay, this is a really great premise. He's a Shota who dies, and he only masturbated 999 times. But so for his 1,000th, he gets transported to a different world. But then he's sold as a slave.
Oh wow.
That'd be terrible.
And he has to live in Valhalla
Isekai
Penis
your
Mansion.
Idyllic life.
Protus, I'm gonna have to disagree. I do not like the premise.
I was gonna say,
Like, that's a pretty
let
good
me
premise.
know when they get to Penis Lobby, then I'll start reading.
Spend the rest of your days in a penis mansion.
Oh, the penis
Feel free to
elevator arc.
quote me.
The whole
Be
Cake
stuck in
Island
the
arc is so
penis-
good.
In the penis elevator is where you belong, mister.
So what's your favorite? What's your like favorite moment in One Piece so far?
Yeah.
Ooh. You know, the one thing that I keep thinking about is when Sanji was the only one that didn't get locked up by Crocodile, and he like calls in, and he's like, Mr. Prince, and then he so it's weird because like I guess this is the Viz translation that I'm reading. I'm reading the one that's on the Shonen Jump app.
The manga plus.
Yeah.
And he does this gag where he calls everything like Le Crap. So he's like, "Hello, this is restaurant Le Crap."
This is May Epic Bacon.
That part is really funny. Recently,
Well, Sanji's French.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
French coded.
Recently,
French
though,
coded.
the one other moment that I like really loved, and it's probably like a really classic answer, is when Princess Vivi chooses not to go with the Straw Hats, and Luffy's about to say, "You could be a crewmate anytime," and then Nami's like, "Don't say a word. The police are listening." So they do that epic thing where they just show off their little arm tattoo things.
Yeah, it's an iconic moment.
It is pretty good.
And I really liked Vivi. I found Vivi to be a really fun, like, I don't know what the word is for that.
Woman.
Kind of like kind of like a fish out of water. She's kind of like a fish out of water character.
Yeah.
Where like
I thought she was just okay, to be honest.
I also thought she was just okay, but it's been a minute since I read it, so I might actually reread it.
I thought she was more interesting when we thought she was like a bad guy, and then she kind of just like settles down into like, oh, she's like a nicer Nami.
She is kind of like
Don't
a
listen to
Nami
them,
for a lot
Protus.
of it.
This is what everyone who is like caught up on One Piece says. Like every new character that gets introduced, everyone says, "Oh, I liked that character." But you know, once you get old, like these guys, you get jaded. And like every character that's not in the crew, you're like, "Yeah, fuck those characters."
Wait.
I will say the one moment I think about Vivi a lot is she's like talking about shit like, "Oh, this revolution is going to like cause so much senseless death," and Luffy, I think kind of out of characterly is like, people die. And then I think they start like punching each other.
Yeah, they do. They literally start Luffy begins punching her, which is I thought was really funny.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, people die. It happens.
Yeah.
But it's really good, like from just like a analyzing it kind of as like a big story. It's really fun to see like what he does with like locations, and this is going to be the stupidest fucking comparison. Game of Thrones also is like
yes. Oh my god, I compared that to One Piece too, and people laughed at they all laughed at me. Well, who's laughing now? I have fucking Jim Protus in my court.
It's me, Jim Protus, agreeing with Cheesymanfredo for the first and last time.
Finally.
But like especially in that arc, it's very important like where characters are, and in Game of Thrones, like a large part of it is like you can't just like teleport somewhere, like at least until like people joke like the later seasons of the show are like characters are just like showing up all over the world, but it's supposed to be like a big world, and there's like a realism to it, and that's what's cool about the arc. And it's silly, like there's parts where like they ride on a giant crab, but like that's like the means of conveyance, like that's how they get there. Like it's not like they teleport on the crab. Like there's a part where they have to go really fast on a really fast crab, and it's like a fun part of the story because I love that fucking crab.
We have to get out. We have to fight where nobody can get hurt. Let's go to the exclusive PS5s. the Wikipedia page for exclusive PS5 games.
That wasn't the case when
Luffy
had to fight.
It's the shonen
Zoro.
ways. We have to.
When
Oh yeah. When you had to fight Zolo.
Zolo, yeah.
That is like a weird chapter, I have to say. I wonder if like an editor was like.
I
feel like it is.
I feel like it made sense.
I mean, I liked it, but it is like weird that they would like square up. I feel.
When they're on the Whiskey Island or something?
Yeah, they're Whiskey Peaks, and then
that part's funny.
Luffy
I like that part.
Up. Yeah, that part is great because
it just shows how Luffy's like he's like so obsessed with like food and kindness that like he just immediately assumes Zoro's being mean and evil.
He's like, Zoro, what's wrong with you?
He's food motivated, like some sort of dog.
He's food pilled.
Yeah.
That was a really fun chapter too when Zoro fights like 100 assassins or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I want more of that Zoro. Just fucking up guys.
I want more of like gay Zoro, where he's like, I want to suck dick. I wanted to like.
I love
make that canon.
That meme where it's like Zoro has never failed to suck Luffy's dick when he asks. with like the fucking like dun 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 dun. I will suck Luffy's cock.
I will suck. He's the king of the pirates, and I'll have to be the greatest swordsman. That's who sucks his cock.
I want I saw some video that's like the Straw Hats say Luffy's gonna be the Pirate King, but I want a version of that where they're just all willing to suck his dick. I want everybody to do it. I want like Chopper, Brook. I don't care.
All right, okay. If Chopper were to suck your dick, what form would you want him to be in?
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
God.
There's not a good choice. There's no good choice.
Literally no good choice here.
I'd want the big brain one because he would know how to do it. He would immediately analyze how to do it perfectly.
Well, he got good brain. That's the thing.
He'll probably figure out how to make me come as fast as possible so I can get this horrible experience over with.
He does this. He does like that.
What if you
scope.
love it though?
He does that scope thing he does in that one arc, and he's like, "I found it." And he like tickles your prostate or something.
What if he puts a rumble ball up your ass?
Oh no!
What would happen?
And then it melts and it fucking gets absorbed through my fucking intestine. And I get all girthy and big.
It's medicine for like reindeer, so I probably like die because it's like I used to like guy who used to like take like horse tranquilizers or whatever. And I'm like, you sure you should be fucking doing that? that's medicine for something like 5 times the weight of you, probably more. I don't know how fucking.
Well, who's the doctor here?
Yeah, that's a good point. I should have more faith in Chopper and his doctoring.
But yeah, I'm excited to read more. It's just
Nice.
fun. It's fun. I love jumping into like a huge series and like getting into it. It's like the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
It is pretty
Having
good.
something to hyperfixate on.
I can't wait till you catch up, because then we could talk about it more in depth, because I got a lot to say, but
Me too.
it relates to like later chapters, and I don't want to spoil you.
Yeah, I've heard enough.
Mm-hmm.
I've already heard that Luffy he eats the gum, the prostate for.
Luffy eats a big banana. He's like, I'm gonna eat that big banana, and everyone's like, no, Luffy, don't eat the big banana.
Don't eat
And he
that
eats
big
it.
banana.
And he's like, oh, that banana was too big. Oh, that banana was too big. Oh, I'm getting too big. Oh, I'm getting too big, guys. Oh, I'm gonna be the biggest king of the pirates. Oh.
It ends,
Rubs his big
the
belly.
chapter ends like that.
I'm not a fan of that one chapter where Chopper experiences puberty, and he has to coordinate with Robin to like get that cleared up.
That's that awful
Dojin.
Dojin, you
I
son
know.
of a bitch.
Wait,
No
what?
wonder it wasn't in the rest of my
There's
chapters.
There's this Dojin where Chopper finally goes through puberty. He's all like, "Oh, I got a massive boner. Oh no, I don't know what to do." And Robin's like, "I'll jerk you off. I'll use my big old hands to jerk you off."
It's 72 color pages.
And it gets worse as it keeps on going. It does.
That's insane.
And it's a two-parter, and there's gonna be a third part coming out soon.
It's this.
Yeah, they
it's
teased
disgusting.
Carrot at the end of the second
Yeah,
part.
they did tease Carrot at the
He's
end.
the most animalistic looking I've ever seen him. He doesn't even look human anymore.
He gets like an ugly bastard form.
Yeah, it's
That's so- I love Chopper. He's so cute.
Well, the author of that Dojin doesn't want you to think he's cute. They want you to think he's.
They want you to think he's a little
sex
fucking
pest.
freak.
That
He's
sucks.
a fucking
That
little.
fucking sucks.
Chopper doesn't like sex. Chopper likes doctoring and eating
No.
sweets. This is out of character.
All he does
for him.
is doctor.
No, Oda's confirmed that Chopper would only find like reindeer attractive. So
That's good.
Wow.
I do
Not
love
the
the
reindeer.
extensive like world building that exists only in the Ask the Author pages.
I love it.
yeah.
There's so much dick related questioning that we get confirmed.
Everyone's got to know how big everyone's dick is. So just
I do skip most of them though. I glance over the page and look for the D word dick, and then if they don't have it, I just go.
Later on, he starts like doing like illustrations for them. He doesn't initially do that.
Oh yeah.
I
Not for
honestly
the
love
dicks,
those.
just
Like Yu Yu Hakusho had those, and they're great.
There'll just be like things like this is what they look like as kids, or this is what happens if like their dreams were crushed and they got all fucked up.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I like that he names all the duck squad in one of the. Someone's like, "Hey, what are the names of those ducks?" And he's like, "All right, it's like Eric, Greg, Daniel."
I'm a really big fan of the fucking at the start of every chapter there's like an illustration of like something else going on in the world of One Piece.
Yes.
It's a really good way to show how big this world is. It's like constantly moving.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like earnestly surprised I don't see any other manga try to tell like a story with the title page.
I think I'm gonna start doing that with like Villainverse, to be honest, and it's probably a perfect time right now because we're right in the middle of the story.
Yeah.
But there's just like so many little like other characters running around, and I'm like, okay, this is what Gliblo Globglow is doing right now,
Yeah.
and yeah,
It's so
it's
cool.
neat.
It's so cool.
Yeah, One Piece is so good. Oh. Yeah, but I can't wait till you catch up, Protus. I need to catch up. I stopped like in the middle of the Kaido fight, and
Oh boy, you're in for something.
I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at that.
The current arc's pretty good. I'm a fan of it.
Yeah, so I heard. So I heard the current art is pretty good. Oh man. Anyone
Yeah. No, what were you gonna say?
I saw anyone else got something going on. I'm trying to like, damn, I just came from like a shift of work. And I'm trying to like move my brain to remember because I knew I had a lot of shit I wanted to talk about.
I feel like I'm just dominating. I have like a few other topics to bring up, but I feel like I'm kind of dominating the discussion.
No.
You're a
I'm
guest.
good.
You're supposed to
I had
dominate.
like
You're
minor
dom.
things I wanted to bring up, like
All right, really quick. Oh, I just cut Kazoo off. LOL.
No. You're good.
Really quick, Julian mentioned Yu Hakusho, and that also coincidentally is something that I've been watching recently.
Base.
Because I started watching it forever ago, and then Crunchyroll was like, actually, we don't have the rights to this, and they just like removed all of it one day, like right as I got to the Dark Tournament. But now it's back on Crunchyroll. So I was like, I was in kind of, I don't want to say I was like a dark place, but I was kind of just, I was in like
a Dark Tournament.
I was in one of those moods where I was just like, I need something like, I just need comfort on right now. So over a week or so, I watched the Dark Tournament, the dub, of course, and it's really stupid and it's really fun. And I never got past that arc, so watching forward has been really interesting because it's really funny. He does kind of like a Hunter x Hunter where he just makes an entirely new magic system that just dominates all the fights from now on because he had to like switch things up. It's really interesting.
Is that what happens in Hunter x Hunter? I thought it was that there was the implication that this magic system always existed since the start, but then we finally get to like learn the little bits and bobs of it.
Yeah, kinda. It's kind of weird because like, yeah, you can like explain a lot of stuff with Nen, like having been a thing, but like it isn't until the fucking like third arc that we actually, is it the third arc? What's it? The Heaven's Arena arc that we actually are like thrust into like the rules and like go on and get their funny little teases of power. But it's really interesting because like there's like a whole the arc that I'm in Yu Hakusho now. It's like whatever. There's like 9 evil men that they have to fight, but one of them is like a doctor, and I just couldn't believe how gorgeous this episode looked. It was like the people who made it really like they must have fucking loved this arc because there was so much like unnecessary animation that looked amazing, and the whole it takes place in like a hospital, which is already a really cool setting, but like all the lights are out, so the shading is like super harsh, and it's like one of the darker moments where Yusuke has to like kill a guy, or he's like ready to kill a guy, like a human man, because he's killed like weird demons and shit. And it was like I was like, damn, this is like good. It's rare that I am ever like, this is a good episode of anime. Like normally I just like consume of like vast quantities of anime, and I'm like, yes.
Most anime suck ass. This is
my favorite thing about the Yu Hakusho anime is that you do have a lot of like very well directed, very well animated scenes, but all throughout the music is mostly garbage.
Oh my god. In the current, so I can't remember if it has a name, but the arc right after Dark Tournament, the one I'm watching, they're one of like the kind of like mystery music tracks that plays when there's like a mysterious scene happening has like, I swear to fucking god, it's like goofy sci-fi like beeps and boops. It sounds like you entered like a laboratory in like the 1950s. So cool. And it's just like part of the track. So there'll be a scene where they're like in the middle of like the fucking town, and there's your it's like why do they do this?
I don't mean disrespect, because whoever did the sound work for the series like did the most with whatever they had on hand, but it really feels like they just had like a synthesizer.
Yeah. It's really fun though. It's one of those like I really appreciate it. It's also nostalgia for me. Like I watched Yu Hakusho when I was a child.
Like,
I gotta. Well, at first I actually want to read it before I watch it.
Yeah, we were watching a random episode of it. I downloaded
because over here had like a recording of a Night of Toonami, and I came into it kind of late because I got the tail end of the Yu Yu Hakusho, but I did watch all of the big O episode they had with it.
It was good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was so just for like sake of like placing me on the timeline, like I was a pretty young kid when like Adult Swim started airing like Inuyasha and Cowboy Bebop, so I don't know, I was probably like maybe 7 or 8 at the time, and I was so into it. Like obviously Cowboy Bebop, super cool. And I have an aunt who's kind of on the younger side who also was like super into it, and I was talking with her at a family party recently, and she was like, yeah, I remember I would videotape like all of the Adult Swim so that I could watch it later. And I was like,
That's
do you have the tapes? Like, do you still have those tapes? Like, there's probably like fucking like lost media and shit on there.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I definitely don't. I was like, no.
Damn. I know some people on eBay have old tapes and they're selling them.
Those shits can go for like, you know, like 20, 30 bucks. Like, that's easy money, especially if you have like a recording setup where like you can buy like a transfer thingy for your computer and just upload the raw VOD files. No problem.
It's funny because last year I looked up like a tutorial of how to like convert something into a VHS, right? Like, and I thought to myself, oh, I should do like little mini projects, like maybe the special edit of Killer Clowns from Outer Space that I make, I just convert that into VHS.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Idea.
Right. There's a couple other things I thought would be cool, like there was never like an English VHS version of Hausu, and I thought, oh, that'd be pretty cool to like make.
Pretty cool.
That would look so cool. That's like the perfect format for that.
Yeah. I have a lot of like, I made a list like last year because I thought like, oh, this would be a fun little hobby to get into, but no, things went another route for me. Haha, lol.
That is something I like to do as well, like curating personal cuts of media. Like, I don't have the original Ratatouille special edition DVD anymore. I need to just like buy one, but I have a playlist of like Ratatouille and then a bunch of tangential related media that's supposed to play in the playlist as if like, oh wow, that was a great movie, let's put in disc 2. Oh boy, more Ratatouille, yay.
I found my list of like all the movies I would want to convert to VHS that like, and these are mostly like things that don't have a VHS already, so I thought, oh, this would be really cool. Number one would be like Super Inframan. I think it would be really cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
English subtitles into like a VHS. The movie Greasy Strangler. You guys seen Greasy Strangler?
I have not.
About it
a long time
but
ago.
I still haven't.
It's pretty good. I should show that one in my server. Really big fan of that. Italian Spider-Man. Put that on a VHS.
Oh, I've seen that.
I'm surprised that one doesn't have a VHS.
Yeah. Pulgasari. I think it would be really cool on a VHS.
It would be, yeah.
House, you already said that. One I wrote was just like custom episodes of Ultraman, so I just make a playlist of episodes that I like.
Yeah.
Because like, they're not all that good. I mean, like any series, you know, some episodes are better than others.
Lows and highs.
Yeah.
Same as any TV production.
Yeah, this other one already exists, but like they don't make them no more, and it's basically the movie Mandy on VHS. Like they did make a short like run of them, but
cool.
you know, they're not available no more. So I was like, I should just make my own. And this last one was put the complete season 1 of Gregory Horror Show on VHS. I think that'd be pretty neat. Really love that show.
It'd be really cool if you could put season
really
1 of Alan Gregory on a
VHS.
VHS.
Yeah, then put it in a thrift store somewhere, and someone just finds it. Like, wait, what the fuck? Wait, how old is this show?
Yeah, it was. Why do you guys care?
I remember an old joke that I heard on the Peak. An old joke that I heard on the Pizza Party podcast was someone should get a bunch of vines and put them on a VHS and leave it at a thrift store. And see if anyone finds it.
That's actually so fun. I love that idea.
Yeah,
it's my favorite thing in thrift stores is just going to the VHS and book section, seeing what the fuck.
Oh yeah, you know, what would I do without my VHS copy of 13th Warrior starring Antonio Banderas?
I regret not getting this thing, but it was like some like. It was like some VHS or maybe it was a DVD copy of something, but it was like some like the most gentle, long-faced looking black guy you've ever seen, and it's like, I do kung fu and so can you.
Oh my god,
that's awesome.
It was like amateurly, like this is like, so you can tell this is just like some guy like making these and printing them out, and I guess somebody got it and thought, I don't want this, I'll just thrift it.
Damn, in my area I have an OfferUp account, and on my like save I have like, I saved I'm gonna buy this VHS copy of the Cats musical for $5. I still have not bought it yet.
Oh my god, I need that.
I need it too. I don't want to watch the new one until I watch that one first.
It's not good. It's really boring.
No, that's why I need them. I need to watch the good one first, so I know.
They've ruined the best songs. I was so fucking mad. They ruined my favorite number, Mungo Jerry and Rumple Teaser. They fucking
Rumple Teaser. That's a good ass song.
They do it as like a funeral dirge instead of like a fun, like lighthearted, like.
That's awful.
It fucking blows.
Mm-hmm.
It does have one of the funniest images of the entire film though, where it like the whole there's like a part where they talk about like the family coming home to look for like the roast, but the joke is the cats like stole the roast already. Yeah. And it's just like one frame of like one of the cats like walking through like a normal sized door, so they're like 3 inches tall and they're walking through like a threshold. I'm gonna try and find it. It's so fucking funny.
I remember hearing about that there was supposed to be what's his name? Not Ralph Bakshi, the other guy. Who's the Secret of Nims guy?
Kevin Feige?
No.
That's
fuck, what's his name? He did Anastasia.
That's fucking God, I feel embarrassed now.
Yeah, weren't we in his Discord server one time? He made like a Discord server.
Wait, there's no fucking Discord server. It's the guy who looks like fucking. He looks like Mitt Romney, or he's like a distant. He's like a
Don Bluth,
second cousin. Don Bluth, yeah.
Yeah. No, Don Bluth did have a Discord server for a minute, and everyone like jumped in, and we were in the voice cover like
Are you sure you aren't thinking of Fred Perry? Because I feel like that's what you're confusing.
I was the only one in Fred Perry's Discord server, and then I got kicked out. I don't know what I did, which is a shame because I'm a big Fred Perry fan. I love.
You got kicked out.
The kind of porn that Fred Perry makes, like all those like insane poses. I want to do that so bad with my phone. Yeah. He's a fucking master. No, it was Don Bluth or something, right?
He's also very brave, very guy willing to do anything.
Yeah, he's got to be. He's been in the business long enough. But what was I gonna say? I think I heard rumors that there was gonna be like an animated Cats movie directed by Don Bluth.
Oh yeah.
There was like some concept art floating around, but I don't know how legit that was.
Good.
Yeah, I feel like it. Yeah, I feel like it would hella work as like an animated movie.
I know people love to shit on Cats. I think some of the numbers actually are really good. It's really hilarious though. Something.
A lot of the numbers are really. I listen. I've been listening to a lot of the fucking songs on my little favorite cat song playlist.
I gotta be real with you guys. The only Cats media I'm familiar with is the car crash commercial.
It's really good.
Don't you mean the car crash commercial? I thought you were gonna say the smoking commercial.
No. Oh, you know what? Speaking of smoking commercials, I just saw this earlier today. It's fucking like a Willy Wonka. It's made by like Mississippi or whatever, and it's like this Willy Wonka shit where he makes cigarettes.
Holy shit!
What the fuck? This looks cool. Wait a second.
Whoa!
This will make me smoke, but I never will.
This is awesome.
Yeah. If you're a kid.
Well, there's a whole thing about how like
you want to smoke?
The smoking councils are actually like behind the anti-smoking ads.
No.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of believe that. I always because the thing is that every time when I learn about new flavors of like vapes or cigarettes, I always learn it for the anti-smoking commercials, and I'm like, are these like kind of low-key ads?
They definitely are because they can't actually advertise cigarettes.
Like, yeah. Oh yeah.
So the only way they can like get the word out about cigarettes is making like cringe commercials that are so bad they make you want to smoke.
Listen, kid, you don't want any of this. I don't. No way. You can't handle strawberry blush. I don't know. That sounds delicious. No, it'll fuck you up. You also are not allowed to smoke tangerine sardine. Well, that one sounds gross. It's my favorite, but you can't have any. It'll kill you.
It's like that. It's like that one bit from Walk Hard where it's like, Get away from this. Get away from this, Dewey. You don't want none of this.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? It's weed, Dewey. It's like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess you're not right. It's probably gonna fuck me up. It doesn't do nothing wrong with you, Dewey. He's like, well, sounds a little expensive. It's the cheapest drug out there. Well, I kind of want to try it now. He's like, all right, get it here.
There's a thing I see on TikTok a lot, and it's like one of those.
Oh,
like,
I hate
pathetic...
this screenshot.
It's so fucking funny.
It's horrifying.
Like, I think about this all the time. It's like the scariest thing.
This feels like a psychic pebble hypothetical creature.
Like you want to kill it immediately when
you open the door. There's like a 3-foot like tall cat man. He started singing. He started going. And he's like, I'm a little cat. My name is Toto.
My name is Toto. I am here on the low.
No, his name would be like, my name is Tiddly Tats. I'm the dungeon cat or something.
My name is Tiddly Tats, and I'm the dungeon cat.
Do you want to hear some villain verse lore that's cats inspired?
Sure.
Okay, so for people who read villain verse, there's there's the group called the Hellstreamists, which work for their leader is Burning Boss, and they're like foot soldiers are these guys called the Infernauts, which are like these kind of like red metal coated, like Darth Maul spike horn looking guys, right? And they're kind of like they're just like henchmen that a bunch of other villains are always constantly killing. Anyway, post villain verse, I was gonna reveal that like all those henchmen guys, like under their suits, they're like cat aliens, and that are kind of based on like the cats from this movie, and their species is called the helical cats. Right, and I was gonna do with my whole like, oh, this is the post villain verse story, because really like villain verse is kind of like Star Wars in that like the original trilogy is like the middle part of the story, you know, and there's like a post this story and there's like a pre this story, you know. Yeah. Once it's finished, it'll make sense without me spoiling too much.
Gotcha.
Wait, what were you talking about with TikTok?
Oh, we're gonna talk about TikTok.
So back to the whole fucking smoking thing. There's a sound on TikTok people use a lot. It's actually from a Tim Heidecker bit where he's like talking about something. He's like, "This is what I'm addicted to lately." Not like medically addicted, but I feel like if I don't have it, I'll die. Like that's the sound that plays when, and it's a fucking like, it's basically like a little. It kind of looks like a Pez dispenser, but it has like these tiny little like, I don't even know, like beads in them. And what you do is like, you press a button and then it inserts one of these tiny little beads into a cigarette, and then you like squish the cigarette and smoke, and apparently it's a burst of flavor in your cigarette. And I just think like this is like, I don't know, to me it reeks as like extremely weird and pathetic. It's like, I don't know. I find that to be, that's like the water girlies of smokers. Like I can't have my cigarette unless I have 14 pops of tangerine nectarine inside of it.
They're hoping to make smoking like cigarettes like hip because vapes cornered that market.
It's kind of worked. It's made them a little bit more lamer from the description.
Can we talk about water girlies? Are you guys aware of water girlies?
No, you saying that is like the first time I've ever heard this phrase.
I'm a little familiar.
This is one of those weird things on TikTok where there was like this entire like horrifying subculture that existed, and like I didn't know about it until I got one video, and then I got like a flood of them. So basically, what a lot of it's predominantly I see a lot of women doing it online. It's by no means women only, but I've only seen women doing it. Basically, they have like what they call a water bar in their house, where they have all these like syrups. Like they have huge bottles of 0-calorie syrups, and they get like a Crystal Light packet, but it's never Crystal Light. It's like all these weird candy brands. They'll be like, oh, you have to get like the Jolly Ranchers powder, the Jolly Ranchers electric raspberry powder. Mix it in. Go to your water bar. Give 4 squirts of coconut syrup, 3 squirts of pineapple syrup, and then they mix it up, and it's like this like radioactive like green color. And they sip it. They're like, oh my god, girlies, what are the day? And
they fucking gentrified Kool-Aid.
They literally gentrified Kool-Aid. Yes.
Damn, that's a shame.
And it's just like, and I mean, the one woman who I think she's like their ringleader, good for her. She lost like 200 pounds. Like, that's wonderful. Like, I guess like literally she's not intaking calories when she's making these. But I just think like there's definitely some kind of weird chemical action going on in the syrup.
Yeah, isn't it?
There still are sugars. Yeah, they're just not non-calorie sweeteners.
It's like kind of like vapes at the beginning. Like, people weren't exactly sure what the fuck they do to you. I mean, now we know. They do horrifying
Wait,
things
I don't
too.
know. What do they do?
Oh, you don't want to know.
Yeah,
They turn you into the opposite
They
sex.
turn
It's
you
really
gay.
embarrassing.
They turn you gay. Oh fuck! You know what?
Oh no!
Everybody who vapes eventually turns into Shrek. It's a sliding scale of Shreks.
You know
Shrekification.
Speaking about like shit that turns you into other shit. I this is gonna be sad to admit, but I still listen to the radio in my car.
That's insane. That's fucking
fun.
insane.
Like, because he
I
was like, "Whoa!"
despise
Like,
radio.
because he was like, "Oh no, baby, no, there's something wrong, baby. You're so
no,
beautiful.
no,
There's something
baby.
wrong with."
Baby, no.
And
baby.
then Jim was kind of like ill. But basically, and recently they do get you know, like the ads where it's like, have you taken so and so? If you've taken so and so in the past year, you might be able to be part of a lawsuit.
You might be financially compensated.
The class action torts.
Class action. So basically, I got an ad for a class action suit against like Tylenol, because apparently one of the Tylenols, if you drank it when you were pregnant, the kid might get autism, and this like a class action suit. And I'm thinking like, well, there's nothing fucking wrong with having autism. I don't know what the fucking deal is.
Well, I mean, not to be, I don't want to sound like a bad guy.
Okay.
But like there, like I know everyone calls it a spectrum. Like it's a spectrum, and there's definitely like, I could see people who are definitely less high functioning, having a much harder time, I don't know, existing in the world. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it depends. That's such like a broad topic.
I guess I really don't know if it actually, like, because I've heard stories about like, oh, actually, all this shit where people are all like, oh, this gives you autism isn't true. So in my head, I'm thinking like, I'm willing to bet the whole Tylenol thing doesn't actually give you autism, and it's like only like a handful of kids coincidentally got autism because of these circumstances.
Yeah, somebody takes this exceptionally common over the just this everywhere drug, Tylenol.
And
then they
yeah,
have
so
autism.
it's kind of like what is it that like the don't like as fucking geographical maps where it's like sure it seems like there's what's the joke? It seems like there's a higher population of furries in specific cities, but that's really because those places already have higher populations of people there, so of course most likely there's going to be furries there, you know.
Americans get so fucking stupid when they see a population chart.
Oh yeah.
There's
I was
more of
curious,
them
so
than there are of us.
Yeah.
I looked up this Tylenol thing, and so pretty recent. This is like an ongoing thing, but it looks like they're alleging that acetaminophen,
yes,
that chemical is particularly what causes this. This is all alleged, though. There's no like proof really behind it.
It's the X gene.
Yeah,
or
it's
the A gene for autistic people.
So that's acetaminophen. That's just in like ibuprofen and shit. Like that's like the primary thing of ibuprofen. So if you take
Unless I'm pronouncing this
painkillers,
wrong.
you will get autism. Apparently.
Damn.
Yeah, this feels like I don't know the details. This feels like it could be stretched. Because also, I have to say, I'm reading this now. It's also they're lumping in ADHD and ADD.
Yeah.
With this. That feels like you're casting too wide of a net.
Yeah.
This is,
Sometimes
I would
when
be
see
surprised
these
if this
class
really
action
went forward.
lawsuits, I wonder if the law office is just trying to like accumulate a mill
Yes.
list.
Yes, I can tell
wow.
you. I can tell you explicitly. Partly yes, and also partly they think there's a chance to make money. So
Yeah.
They spend a ton in ads to try and grow the class as big as they can. I work. This is what I work in.
Nice.
So I kind of know.
Nice.
Wait. Podcasting isn't your job? Hold up.
Believe it or not, it doesn't pay the bills as much.
I'm gonna
as like.
fucking cry.
I'm fucking kill myself. Hearing this.
All the 9-year-old TikTokers that want to grow up to be podcasters.
Damn.
You guys, stop, chill
Mama,
out.
don't let your babies grow up to be podcasters.
Mama, I don't want to be a podcaster
wow, this
no
is funny.
more.
I
Mama,
hadn't
I don't
heard
want
about
a podcast.
Oh.
It's on.
Mama
It's
don't want
just
a
been on
podcast.
the radio. There's a couple of them that like I play from time to time. There was one where was asking like, "Are you a Lyft or Uber driver? Well, you might have like unpaid wages. Text so and so to this." And I'm like, "All right, I did that," and I never really got a follow up on it.
I'm thinking of starting my own class action lawsuit.
Against Ben.
Have you ever donated to an OnlyFans? Are you a simp? You may be entitled to coochie.
Are you still a virgin?
There's a. Have you ever done? There should be. It'd be funny if there was like a class action lawsuit against like an OnlyFans girl who like doesn't show nipple even if you pay. So it's so it's like a class action like have you ever donated to like Sparkle Princess 777 on OnlyFans? You might be eligible for a healthy. You might be eligible for a lot financial compensation. If you've been victim,
have you ever donated for a spicy PPV only to discover that it was not spicy at all?
Have you guys ever been part of a class action?
I've
just once.
Well, I
No.
mean, I fought
too.
people in school. That's kind of classic.
That was my class.
Yeah, I fucked.
I got
At
laid in the
school.
locker room.
I had sex. Yeah, I
There's a,
I fucked my
production
teacher.
software that we used to use when I was a student, and the company that created it made their own video codec, and it was discovered that the video that came out of the codec did not perform the way that they advertised it to. And so the class action lawsuit involved all of these big time studios, but also me and my shitty friends. And we each got $50 back.
Nice.
Wow, that's actually pretty good. I was in one, and I didn't even know about it. That was the funny part. I got to check one day. So, do you know those coin machines, the penny arcades, where you pour all your coins into it and then it counts it and then you go up to the bank teller and
I always wanted to try those.
Yeah.
So I believe at the time it was maybe it was Commerce Bank. I don't know if it was. I think TD Bank. Yeah, it was TD Bank. So I obviously someone who has a lot of coins, like most humans, would go and I would I did it twice maybe over the course of a few years, and then literally years later I got a check for 11 cents. It was hey, did you know that you may have been shortchanged when you did the penny arcade once?
Oh wow.
Yeah, here you go. So I don't know how they got me. I don't know how. I never signed up for it. They just had my info, I guess, and they sent me a check for 11 cents. So $50. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good little.
That is a pretty good hefty amount.
For class action.
I heard that another Lyft driver was telling me that there's a certain Facebook group where because there's class actions against Lyft and Uber all the time. So if you just sign your name up for several of them, you're just gonna get random amounts of money. And he was telling me one time I got 200, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get in on that, but I couldn't find the groups, or maybe I got too lazy. That's usually what happens. Is the moment I look at the search bar, I'm like, I'm lazy.
The only thing that motivates me to use the Facebook search bar is when I'm looking up
old
very attractive coworkers.
When I'm looking to see which kids from my elementary school that I went to turned into hot adults
or died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know too many of them are dead. Maybe some of them are. Who knows?
I know a few that died.
Oof.
I know exactly which ones are dead.
Man, I've been kind of having a shit week.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
Cheesy.
for if people aren't fully aware, There's an artist goes by the name of Gunnar Leatherwood, and he passed away this Sunday. And I didn't really know him too well, but I've met him twice. I mean, I've hung out with him twice in person, and he like was stationed in my city, and I thought to myself, oh yeah, cool. This year I'm gonna get to know him better, and well, life comes at you fast, right? And it's it's like, I mean, fuck, this is like the first time I experienced like someone like close to me dying, which is strange, because
it's real sad.
Because I've had like grandparents die on me, but I didn't feel like this bad, and I think mostly because those grandparents.
Well, because it's their time to go. It's like it's any day now. It's like this guy was a fucking kid.
But yeah, aside from that, I think also because those grandparents were in another country, and I haven't seen them since I was like very little, right? Yeah. So there's that like amount of distance. Well, with this guy, it felt very like, I don't know. It's I mean, fuck, I was DMing him like no less than like 3 days ago before it happened, So it's it's very shitty, but I do recommend if you're listening, if you don't know who this guy is, like you can look him up on Twitter, Gunnar Leatherwood. He was a fucking machine. He was a beast at like making art. Every day he always had a new picture, right? And his art style was very like
very fluid,
ethereal. It was like dreamlike. But I want to say that he was also kind of like an artist, Like his art was good, but I feel like if you're an artist yourself, you would like kind of realize like, oh shit, I know what you're doing. I know like all the intricate things you're like thinking of. And he did leave like he did have a YouTube channel, which was also called Gunnar Leatherwood, where he goes over his sketchbooks. And he has a shitload of them. He has so many fucking sketchbooks, and I'm hoping that his family does something with his sketchbooks, whether they post them all. I mean, the majority of his art is online because the guy would always just constantly post art. But I'm hoping those sketchbooks, if they could figure out a way to like show everybody, or if I don't know, whatever they want to do, they should, I just want more people to kind of see his art, and it's frustrating. Like random moments in the day, I would be reminded that I can't talk to him no more, and I kind of like ball up my fists because I'm so upset, and I think this is very unfair. It's very unfair because he was only 22, and when he passed, the posts that told everyone about it, nothing but like industry professionals in the comment section, like talking about him because they kind of recognize that, oh shit, this guy was if it didn't happen, he would have been known as like one of the greats. Like I fully believe that. I fully believe he would have gone down as like one of the greatest, whether that's like art, whether that's just like his art in general, or if he wanted to get into comics or whatnot. Yeah, it's just I'm just going through a lot of these like kind of motions right now with it, Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else I could say. What's the generic thing to say at these moments is like, hug your loved ones, tell your friends you love them, and whatnot, right? Because you just don't know what's gonna happen,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, for anyone listening, I was trying to archive Gunnar Leatherwood's Twitter, but old buddy, old pal Elon Musk has broken the Twitter API. So if you have any way of archiving Twitter accounts that doesn't utilize the API, please let us know in the comments or reach out to me directly.
He might. I think his Tumblr's still up. Maybe, I don't know.
I think he has Instagram.
He has an Instagram. He wasn't on a lot of social media like platforms. Yeah. It's a shame. And he did back in January, he did manage to attend my local like comic collective group, and he did have dinner with us, and everyone thought it was really cool, and everyone was like looking forward, like even like a couple days before it happened, we were having a go away party for another member, and we were like talking about him too. We were talking about like, oh yeah, I hope he's interested in being a part of this next zine that we're working on. And yeah, and fuck, and then the news dropped. I mean, currently we're talking about like we're gonna design a memorial page for him on this next zine, you know. But I do think I would appreciate if everyone could just like go and like look through his work, because it was really out of the park. It was really good, beyond fucking good, and it's a shame. It's a shame that shit like this happens, you know. Right. I used to there was something that I probably said this before on another podcast, where I would like, if I ever had like a near death experience, or if I avoided something awful, like that my first thought would be, oh no, in an alternate reality that awful thing happened, you know. But
I think about that shit too.
Yeah, but you know, this could be, you could do a positive spin with this, because I thought about, well, the awful thing happened. Yeah, he passed away. That's awful. It happened in our universe, but you know, in another one, it did it, and he kept on living. And a part of me hopes that, like, you know, he achieved everything he ever wanted to in the other reality, you know. And it sucks that I'm never going to be able to see that, but like, if there's just a him out there somewhere in like the fucking, they hate to use the word multiverse, but in like other realities and shit, you know.
I think an important thing to take away from this sort of thing is to be more like him. Like that guy, fucking machine.
Mm-hmm.
Posted everything.
And he also like there's something kind of like with artists where they kind of struggle when it comes to like drawing and like what they should draw. And that guy, like, his whole kind of like thing was just kind of, he just kept drawing. Like, he didn't know what to draw. He just kind of let his hand guide him, you know. And that sounds kind of like tough to do, but if you're in the like right headspace to do that, and if you have like the proper, like, I recommend just using, like, because he would use anything for a sketchbook, really. And I think because he just didn't really care what he was drawing on, it kind of like opened it up to, like, you know, try a lot of things. His goal was always to kind of like fill the page as much as he can, you know. Yeah, and
you could tell like how his like hand would move. I don't want to sound like a douchebag, but it has like a really ethereal flow to it, where he's just you can tell his hand is just so softly yet quickly making these marks.
Mm-hmm. When I picked him up from that airport that one time, I remember bringing that up to him about like, oh, your art to me comes off as very ethereal, and he's all like, oh, good, because that's what I was going for.
Holy shit!
Right.
Holy shit!
Yeah, and but yeah, that's kind of like, I mean, I guess I haven't been very talkative in this podcast. I'm going through like a million different things right now.
That's all right, brother.
Yeah, I mean, the same day that I got the news, I was kind of a wreck that day, but a part of me was also like, I have to organize my taxes later today. Yeah. This is you know, it doesn't like wait for anybody, you know.
Death, coincidentally, death and taxes. There we go.
Fuck, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what it's all about? Death and taxes.
It's really rough when things like that happen,
Mm-hmm.
And you feel like you can't dedicate like all of yourself to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you still have your responsibilities that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just very, very difficult. So I have to say I wasn't following Gunner at all, but going through all his work has been very, as you're saying, like, it's very like inspiring.
Yeah.
And just seeing it, it's such a shame. I'm so sorry. I'm very sorry for you, Cheesy.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I mean, his I mean, I feel so weird when people like say sorry to me. I guess because I wasn't that close, but I guess another thing that's kind of annoying is that I could have been close. I mean, I was planning to, you know, because he was like physically there. A couple weeks ago, and this is kind of like fucked me up, because a part of me knew that I would have an experience like this eventually in my life, where it's kind of like, so a couple weeks ago, he actually tried to invite me out to WonderCon. Like he'd said he would like cover for half of my ticket, but I'm like broke. I can't afford to go, you know. So I told him like, oh damn, I can't go. I mean, it would have been perfect, but I just don't have enough money. But I did say that he should come out to the convention that's local here at the end of the month because we're all going to be there. And he said he was interested in doing that, and a part of me thinks like, because from what little I know about what happened to him, it seemed like there was. I don't know if anyone could have done anything, to be honest, you know, because it's like he just collapsed, you know, and the autopsy. I haven't heard anything about the autopsy. I'm not really close with anyone who would know about it, you know. But it from what it's because he was in the military, he was clean, you know, because he was in the fucking military. They require you to be clean, right?
And you get pretty frequent like health checkups too. So.
Yeah, and like from everyone told me that he was clean, but they did tell me that like a month before he had a seizure, so it could be connected to that, and it's kind of horrifying because it just happens, you know.
I'm so young.
Yeah.
Just incredibly young.
Incredibly fucking young. And a part of me, like, thinks, like, there's no way that if I did go to WonderCon, I could have, like, you know, changed the course of fucking time, you know, because there's no way to guess that. But a part of me, like, thinks, like, but what if it would have, you know? What if it did? Like, you know, it's fucking, it's frustrating, you know?
It was rough.
Yeah, like every day I've been getting a little bit less and less like upset about it, but like it's like someone told me it like never leaves you, you know. It's like just there in the back of your mind, you know. And yeah, it's a shit feeling. I don't recommend it. It's not a good feeling.
Now you tell me.
Yeah. But yeah, I recommend if you don't know who Gunnar Leatherwood is, check his stuff. He did have a zine that on Gumroad that's really good, called Tony and Roni, or Roni or Tony, I forget, but and it's like $4. Although he's not gonna get the money because you know there's no one to give the money to. If anyone's I mean, I have it on Google Drive, and if anyone wants to like read it, just DM me, and I'll send you a link because I think people should check out the zine because I think it's really good. And it was like the last zine he made. He didn't make too many of them, but it was like the last one. I know he drew a comic for an anthology that's supposed to come out soon. I haven't heard any word about that yet, but I'm willing to bet they're probably gonna add a memorial page to him, you know. But yeah, it's yeah, you know, I just thought I should mention it because something that happened to me this week, and I guess that's why I kind of been a little quiet on this episode because it's just something going on, and I hope I didn't like kill the mood for a lot of the listeners. But yeah, if anything, I think if I besides like checking out like Gunner stuff, I really do recommend, and if any artists out there listening, to just like, you know, in honor of Gunner, like draw traditionally. Just fuck it. Just draw physically. Just once, you know, and don't
get some notebook paper. Go at it. Go crazy.
Don't worry about it. You know, don't worry about doing mistakes. Just keep drawing. You know, because most of the time people don't know what fucking mistakes you make. You know, and that's just kind of how like, you know, Gunner did it. He just drew. You know, and he thought about it. He had a thought process for it, but like he never kind of like let the kind of like, oh, I don't know what to do kind of like thought process stop him.
He was truly free.
Yes,
as an artist. Like,
exactly.
Most of us, a lot of us are like tormented. We get worried about how we put down lines, the shapes and stuff. Comparing ourselves to our peers and whatnot.
Yeah,
it's an easy trap to fall into. To just not give a fuck.
Yeah,
just draw. Just draw. You love moving your arm and wrist up and down. You love
think of it like, and don't think of it because I think another thing that because I was listening to those videos of Gunner talking about his like thought process, and it pretty art was like his therapy for him, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, just draw for yourself, you know, because I mean, Gunner chose to show people like those sketches, but you don't have to, you know. Like don't be worried about what other people are gonna think, you know.
It's a beautiful human thing we can do.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think anything else really. I might be mistaken. I mean, so you can like look up on YouTube and see like some asshole hand an elephant a paintbrush.
As we said, we have very little time on this earth, so you know, don't think too hard about
don't
just
think too hard.
about like about your own fucking art. Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
Yeah.
That's this has been the sad moment of the podcast.
The sad hour.
If any,
every podcast should have it.
Every podcast should have it. Yeah, R.I.P. Gunner. You're gonna be missed. Gunner. You're gonna be fucking missed.
Bugs Mansion.
If I think and we're getting close to the end of the podcast. I think we could do the who deserves to get canceled this week of the podcast.
We're getting back into wacky territory.
We gotta go. We gotta get back. We gotta be silly. We gotta stay silly because if we get too serious, we're gonna go insane. We must be silly. We must be goofy.
This is the part where we, as the heroes, return home having changed.
Right. Exactly. Oh man. So if anyone got someone they want to cancel, if they need time to think about it.
I always forget about this part.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
I have like two. I'm like balancing on my shoulders here.
Mm-hmm. What's on your mind?
One is motherfuckers who draw like Scott Pilgrim, because I feel like I'm just seeing them like constantly now. And it's like,
oh my god, thank you.
Please draw different.
I thought it was just me.
I like Scott Pilgrim. We were talking about Brian Lee O'Malley and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's good art, but like, please draw different faces. Like,
yeah,
or just read other comics.
There's other comics, guys. There's other comics. I know Scott Pilgrim.
What?
I know Scott Pilgrim is literally you.
Yeah.
But there's other comics.
There's so many comics of like just like guys fucking around and like playing guitar and getting pussy or whatever. You don't need to clutch onto Scott Pilgrim for as long as you have. You're like the fucking like how like people were obsessed with like the 80s and like or no you're like how people were obsessed with like the 50s and like the 80s. That's who you are when you cling to Scott Pilgrim so tightly.
True,
like,
that.
Oh man, I want my alt GF.
Did someone else got someone they want to cancel? Because I got someone.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, well, you
go
ahead, Jim.
I want to cancel whatever sick fuck works on the Total Drama Island show.
Oh my god!
Apparently, I only saw this because Twitter, but apparently there was an episode that came out recently.
No, that episode's like a year old.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I only found out about it recently.
Farting and shit?
Yes, it is like insane. Like every character's farting. There's one frame in particular that it feels like this is like pornography. Like it's a porn man drew this image of a farting teenager. Like
no, they're like toddlers.
The man who drew that,
toddlers in that show.
No, there's a new one because there is that one that is real. But there's a new one where they're adults.
Yeah,
like
that's the new season. Yeah, of the.
Yeah, they're like on the. I don't know anything about Total Drum Island, but they're on the island and it's like they have to like cross the island silently, but they can't because everyone's farting loudly. It's so disgusting how like this is just pornography.
Yeah. Fucking Canadian cartoons are weird with that shit. We have that thing. Remember the fucking Georgia the Jungle cartoon?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Transformation.
I'm obsessed.
Talking about the fucking
boy,
the ant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh god.
A bunch of fucking freaks up there over the fucking.
I only ever hear you guys talk about this.
We're building the wall on the wrong side of the country. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, the freaks are up there. They're not down here.
Jamie, post this.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Please, you have to include this image. You have to include this image.
You have to include fucking.
It's like so fucking disturbing. There's something like truly like it makes my stomach feel weird. Like
the
looking
fact
at
that she like loses her hair. And like,
the
fact that she loses her hair is like a really big part of it. I think
this is like Brundlefly. It's horrifying.
Yeah. If you aren't aware out there, and if there's any people that are still fucking here, there's a George of the Jungle cartoon where a girl like slowly transforms into an ant, and it's horrific. It's like actually body horror.
It's not good.
Whoever the fuck has a stranglehold on Canadian animation, please stop.
There's sick fucks up there, and they need to be stopped. They need to be fucking killed. They need to be brought into the fucking streets and shot.
People always talk about Japan. They're like, all those degenerates in Japan. I don't know. Maybe Canada.
I think Canada's got them too.
The cold winds have warped my brain. They've made it weird and tight and stuff. I have to see these children fart. Oh god, this is fucking perverse. I hate that ape too. I know that he's not a perverse element, but he's just fucking disgusting. What a dog shit character design.
Didn't this George of the Jungle cartoon come out like late? Like it came out years after the movie?
Yeah. I mean, George of the Jungle is like a public domain thing, so like it doesn't have anything to do with that, I think.
Yeah, there are other George of the Jungle cartoons that predate this one, but they all suck.
Let me check. George of the Jungle, he got big pee-pee.
Oh boy.
Oh.
He make me scream.
What was I gonna say? I have someone I want to cancel.
Alright.
I want to fucking cancel Sunny V2. Holy shit.
Oh, that's really bad.
Yeah, did you hear about you know what? His videos were already shit. I'll say that. Like it's good. It's good that people are realizing now with the whole like the way he talks, like God, he has that thing where it's like he obviously has certain beliefs, but he would never say it. Instead he uses like other people to kind of say the belief, so he's like a big fucking coward about it, you know.
I too watched that Little Joel video.
Yeah.
By the way, love that channel name, Little Joel.
Yeah, Little Joel's a funny name. Little Joe is the true successor of Digi After Dark.
Little Joe.
If anyone remembers the Digi After Dark channel, the new version is Little Joe, but but basically, yeah, Sunny V2 did a video where he's talking about Mr. Beast's friend. I don't know what her new name is. Does she still go by Chris?
I don't know.
Everyone keeps referring to her as Chris, so if I'm being transphobic, please tell me in the comment section. But yeah, Mr. Beast's friend Chris transitioned, and people are being super fucking weird about it. And Sunny V2, obviously, like, I'm just gonna say it, he's probably fucking transphobic, but he's not gonna fucking admit it. So what he does is he kind of just uses other people's comments to like say it, you know, like, and he does a whole video where he like elevates all the transphobic comments, saying like, oh, this is what the Mr. Beast fans truly think about this. And it's like, dude, okay, coward piece of fucking shit. And he already has like other like very kind of like shitty fucking videos too, where he just talks about fucking people and just like I don't like his content. I think it's trash, it's ass, you know. I hate, like, God, there I was kind of reminds me when I was trying to look for like videos talking about Schmorky, like all the stuff that happened to them. And just consistently, like, the majority of the videos that are talking about Schmorky always like label Schmorky's being trans as being a bad thing, and it's like,
yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, like, you could talk about all the awful things they did without like also labeling them being trans as bad. But it just kind of goes to show that like most of the guys who are in, like, that's kind of a consistent thing too. Most of the YouTubers who are interested,
for examples,
most of the YouTubers who are interested in talking about these people have really just trash beliefs, and I think wanting to talk about awful people kind of, damn, it sucks, but it almost goes hand in hand, you know.
it's like they want to. They like having like people who are like going through one because like objectively they're miserable people, and they want to feel better about themselves in a sort of sick way. That's why like there's a fucking 70-part Chris Chan documentary on like YouTube. Like for real, like how the fuck do you talk about Chris Chan for like
what is this that you're doing? Like why are you doing this?
Yeah. Well, you know what they say, misery loves company,
about?
But now misery manufactures discontent.
It's like an autistic trans woman who had like internet fame like more than a decade ago, and it's just all it's been is people poking
it's like I'll say it. I'll say it. It was literally like a massive like harassment campaign. I don't care. Like yeah, like what do you call it when there's a whole Wikipedia page dedicated to you? Not because you're like some sort of celebrity, but because like harassing you is just funny. Like that's like a harassment campaign, and I can't wait for the day that we get the eventual Chris Chan Netflix documentary, and I'm hoping that the people who do the documentary are aware enough to label this as a harassment campaign, and it's gonna piss off all the fucking Christorians who I hate. I hate that like you fucking call yourself a Christorian. Kill yourself.
Very disgusting people.
Yeah, you're not good people. I'm sorry. Yeah, like
I had a conversation with some friends recently because I have a friend who's got like he gets really into like lolcows. And we were talking about Chris Chan and the whole thing where like people intentionally like misgendering Chris because I always hear this excuse like, oh well, they did I'm not gonna respect them if they like fucked their mom. And it's funny because like we had like a friend group discussion, we were all talking about it, and like we had like a split down the middle where like half the group was like, yeah, I agree with that, and then me and his girlfriend actually were both like, that's like you're just basically saying
the correct
that
side.
Yeah, basically you're basically just saying that like you only respect that you only respect like ideology when it agrees with you. That's basically what
trans
like,
is a badge I can give to people when they're good or whatever.
Like,
it's like no, that's not how that works.
When they align with my views.
Imagine if people kept like misgendering Ted Bundy. People would fucking like correct you on the spot, and it's like, well, because like just use their proper pronouns. It's like, why is that not?
It's not that hard. Like
yeah, exactly. Or like the people
you want to like talk about how like her mother is like disgusting. Yeah, sure, but like just basic human decency.
Yeah, exactly.
Use the correct pronoun.
What the fuck? I forgot like another example in my head.
It's a very weird specific mentality.
And people like
pick and choose.
Insist on it. There's also this kind of like select memory that I see where like when people talk about like when I'm on Twitter and I bring up like this was literally a giant harassment campaign. And people will say like, "Oh, so you're defending someone who fucks their mom?" And it's like, no, I'm not fucking defending them. And
or the people who are like, "Oh, but Chris did really fucked up."
Right,
and Chris was homophobic,
and all of that was like after the fact. Like, am I really that fucking worried that a disabled person wherever she came from,
Ruckersville, West
West Virginia.
Fuckers,
and I hate that people know. Fuck, that's another thing. I really hate that we're aware of like a lot of things about her. I hate that
so much.
I hate that I know a lot about her. That's not a good thing.
Small side tangent, but I've also been seeing a lot of people complain that the term lolcow has become more standardized in like our cultural lexicon to the point where journalists are using it in reports. And I'm like, that's good. They should keep doing it, and you should feel bad because it's cringe. And now it's super cringe because it's normal. Everyone who's into lolcows is a normie.
Imagine you start hearing that on Fox News. Like you're like
Tucker Carlson. New lolcow.
The left is trying to label Trump as a lolcow. So much for the tolerant left. That's awful.
So much.
And then he goes on a 4-minute rant about the green M&M, like wearing like pantyhose or something.
If I could, I would like get the Infinity Gauntlet with all the Infinity Stones, and I would snap my fingers and erase everyone's memory of Chris Chan, and have the Wikipedia page destroyed too, all in one snap. Because like,
but then you
what
get,
about
like,
the Son of Chi
like
fan
Thanos
art?
does.
Would that still be around?
Here's how you know I'm an
that
American.
too. It's all that gone.
I hear the term M&Ms and I hear the Infinity Gauntlet like 2 minutes apart from each other, and then I immediately think, what if there was like an ad where the M&Ms were in the Infinity Stones?
He's collected all the Infinity M&Ms.
He's collected all the M&Ms.
Oh my god! But yeah, that's who I'm. Yeah, Sunny V2, dude. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, that's really
dude.
bad.
Watch him like show more of his like right winger side, like how it usually goes down with motherfuckers like him.
Yeah.
Who hasn't canceled anyone yet?
Julian.
I have one. I don't know if I will win any favors with this one. It's just something that's been on my mind lately. But you know those Twitter trends where people are like, hey, post this thing or share with me the thing that you did.
Like the fucking Madagascar penguin.
Yeah, that's what I want to cancel.
Now,
like, I'm
God.
sick of this guy. I'm sick of you, artists. Blah, 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 blah. Like, stop it.
You, artist, give me your password.
Give me your Wi-Fi password.
Give me your social
security.
security.
Yeah, it's so fucking dumb. It's like the Flynn, what's his name, Flynn Rider, where he's got like all the swords around him, and it's like,
yeah, I hate that. Too.
One Piece fans, what take would get you canceled?
Yeah,
and it's just like,
I would want to respond with one of those to like, I buried a man in 1992. That will cancel me.
Oh my god!
Is that Osumatsu?
Yeah, that's the fucking.
No, wait,
that's the kid from
Doraemon.
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 Yeah.
And that's Doraemon.
I've seen doujinshi of this bully character fucking his mom.
Oh no! I didn't. All right, Doraemon and doujinshi sounds disgusting. That's like Tijuana Bible level stuff, where it's like. There's no sexuality with these characters. Don't make like
really.
Don't make Minnie Mouse talk about Mickey's hot pecker. Whatever the fuck they would call it back then.
Oh
no, you're good. This is a good topic. Doraemon.
I have drawn Minnie Mouse doing that.
Hello, Minnie. I came early so we could play a little before Donald got here. Tee-hee. Oh, Mickey, I think you're a nasty man.
Oh, Mickey, I think you're a nasty man. Oh, Mickey, baby.
Oh my god. What's the perspective in this fucking panel too? Feels so off.
It is really wild.
Yeah.
God,
only a pervert would see the world this way.
I wish Olsuke was here. He has that image of Popeye being,
here I am in Paris with a pair of hot nuts.
saved.
Olsuke will never be here because he says that he's anti-podcast and he'll never be on
He's
the episode.
anti-podcast.
Yeah,
That's why he'll live to be like 105.
We have to break him.
There'll be like a new FDA study that podcasting like lowers your lifespan somehow. Is it to get the kids to stop being podcasters and make them go out and get real jobs or whatever?
But yeah, continue to like share art, and I enjoy the prompts where people are encouraged to like go through their personal portfolios and repost those items, but stop using the meme formats. I've had enough. Please.
Well, I mean,
I think about
that's
like
how it
the
happens, right?
Yeah, it reminds me of that image of Lisa Simpson like standing in front of the screen, and people just like put text on there for like Redditors to like agree and like upvote. And it's just like it'll be like the most tepid take of like I believe that women should have the right to their own bodies or something. And it's just like,
wow,
it's just like a nothing. It's like, why did you even bother like putting Lisa Simpson on your image? Like, why'd you bother using like the penguin Madagascar? Like,
yeah.
Just say, hey, it's art portfolio Wednesday. Drop your art portfolio.
It's just visual iconography. It activates something in our reptile brains.
Speaking of like,
it's true. You read it in his voice, and you start
Reddit.
to get in character.
It is Reddit though.
Speaking about like,
I don't like being reminded of my reptile brain.
Speaking about like feminism, I had this one idea for a comic. I probably told you guys already, but for the listeners, I say these on the episode to kind of like give myself a deadline to make this comic come out before the episode does. But basically, it would be like a man at a feminist rally, like up on stage, and he's like a feminist ally, and he at the beginning of the comic he says like, a woman should have the right to have sex with whoever she wants, and then all the women cheered like, yeah, woo, yeah, and then the next panel says like, and if they want to have sex with me, they should tell me right now, and they all stay quiet, and then he's like, right now again. They still stay quiet, and then he goes up to like one woman in the front of the audience, and he's like, right now, points at her.
I had a dream that all women of different colors came up on stage and was
okay, who hasn't canceled someone in this call yet? Who hasn't canceled someone? Say it now or forever hold your peace.
I think we got everybody.
All right, and I think
we have canceled our pants off.
Yeah, I think
I was gonna cancel the Falun Gong, but you guys just looked that up.
Yeah.
The what?
The Falun Gong they're the people who made the you ever see that advertisements for that one play Shen Yun China?
Oh yeah, I get those all the time.
You want to cancel?
They're so fucking funny.
You want to cancel the cult that is behind that play?
Yes, I've heard little bits and pieces about it, and it's fucking crazy. Like they use that play to like say like evolution didn't happen, and we have to return to China before communism, so there won't be any more gay people or whatever.
That's like the wildest thing. It's like, so I mean, I live near Philly, so I've gotten Shenyun ads like for years and years.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
And it wasn't until like last year that out of nowhere I'm just like sitting like minding my own business, and I hear Shenyun experience China before communism.
I know.
I felt like
I've seen these flyers
whiplash.
forever. I've seen these flyers forever, but I've never seen.
They're in my city
China before
too.
communism until recently.
They're like performing.
Yeah, I think. Do you guys ever walk around like the city and then like you'll see like the free newspaper section, the little free little newspaper kiosks? The Epoch Times like has like a stake in like the Falun Gong that like own Shenyun.
Well, because like they're anti-communist. So I figured, yeah.
Huh.
It's like some creepy little like upstate New York thing. Like you can't like take a bus to it or anything. You gotta like drive deep up in there to do all this stuff. It was founded in like 1992 or something.
That's interesting.
It's really the commercials have gotten funnier over the years, because normally they're just like a bunch of white people being like, wow, this is great. And now I've noticed that like each person that they interview, they have like several like little interview like sound bites, and each person, it's like an extremely like affluent like job professional, to be like vice chairman or whatever. And it'll be this man who like a 45 or like a 55-year-old white guy who's like, my soul and mind feels rejuvenated. And it'll cut to like a woman, and it says like president of like business, and she says, I've literally never seen such beautiful movements in my entire life. And it's just like, it sounds like it's written by someone who doesn't speak English.
Yeah, it
natively.
sounds like they have like they're reading off of a script, and there might be like some sort of weapon off camera or something.
That's funny.
Like they're all
I wonder
doing
if
flips
the angle for that is that they want businesses to like purchase tickets for their employees and make everyone go.
I don't know. It can't make like. How the fuck does it like make money? Because like we've all heard of it, right? Like it's been in the public consciousness for like more than like a decade.
Yeah.
I want to say I remember seeing ads for it forever ago, Shenyun, but I've never seen it. I've never known anyone who sees it. How the fuck is it like what dark money goes into this?
Probably a bunch of like.
Cheesy, please put like a clip of like one of the Shenyun commercials. They're so wild.
They're crazy.
Well, do you think? Do I get copyright?
Also, like,
or
I don't know. But we want to make enemies of the Shenyun people, so.
Oh yeah, let them fight me. Shenyun Performing Arts intro. Oh, they got the official account.
apparently at some point in the play now, like they cut away from like Monkey King shit to like modern day COVID, and it's like this is what's wrong. This is what's wrong with China, the evolution theory and feminism. In science or whatever.
Fucking, they made their own. You know those videos of like, oh, celebrity searches their own name.
Yeah.
And they did one for Shen Yun, but like they just say Shen Yun dancer answers the web's most search questions. Oh my god,
that's absolutely insane.
Yeah,
absolutely insane that anybody would.
These guys are crazy. It's a crazy fucking cultist versus authoritarian Japan. It's Japan authoritarian China. Truly, it's villainverse out here, if you know what I'm saying.
I always love looking at corporate accounts like this. So their YouTube account has like 125,000 subscribers, but their videos do very, very
like 100, they get like 200 videos.
Probably bot follows,
something like that.
Yeah, they're getting like 0.01% of like their subscribers. Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. And because like so,
it's got to be.
There's
bots.
It's not even like, so I said before, I work kind of like in the legal industry, and this isn't like an attorney that I know, but I found it. Some attorney guy has like an extremely well produced podcast series, where it's like him sitting down with like a guest and they drink like alcohol and talk about law or some bullshit, and it looks like really good. Like he must have paid a lot of money for it, and each episode has like 1 million views and like 0 comments, and I was just like, the gall of this man to just like pay for like literally millions of views. Oh my god, it made me so mad. If you're gonna grift, at least like there must be like an add-on to that like bot like view thing that adds like bullshit comments too, right? Like,
yeah, there's got to be something for that.
Like spare the extra 20 like thousand or whatever. I don't know.
That's the problem. It would be 20,000, and they may not be guaranteed.
How not to be a tyrant. It's all about the journey, not the destination. What is this fucking thumbnail and title? It's so weird.
How not to be a tyrant.
I want to know what the deal is with that ping pong table.
That's how you learn to not to be a tyrant. You know, it's kind of like playing ping pong.
Ping pong's the only sport where everybody's equal.
It's kind of like a back
speaking
and forth.
of corporate YouTube accounts, if you ever are looking for a domestic like reference for art backgrounds, check out your like local Zillow listings. There are companies that will film a whole house for you, put it on YouTube, and you can just watch those videos until you find a background you like. I found one in a place I used to live in, and I've just been downloading all of their videos for a project I'm working on because I want that specific style of house.
What a big brain move. That's crazy.
It kind of reminded me back in the day. I had like I made like a Craigslist ad for people wanting me to record things for them, and I did get hit up by a guy who like records like beach motels, and he wanted me to record the inside of it and like edit a video together. Like he showed me the example video, right? And I kind of fucked up because you're supposed to do like slow pans for the houses, and I made the pans too quick. And I was like, oopsie. And then after he gave me the money and I fucked it up, I just like never replied back to his emails.
I did that once when I was a kid. I was like, oh, I can make websites. And then these ladies who were starting a acting troupe for their like whole theater thing were like, oh, you could make us a website. And I just like delivered not a great product. I was very cagey on how they would actually go in and like update the HTML to make changes to their website.
Damn.
They were very nice about it, though. They just said, okay, I guess we're done. But I realized later on, oh, I completely like screwed that up.
Uh-oh.
Why wasn't anyone looking out for me? I was just a kid.
Damn. Okay, well, we are past the 2-hour mark. I don't want to keep this going on for fucking ever. We're not the PCP.
Big boy podcast.
Yeah, we're not the fucking PCP making episodes.
We're not the WAN show.
Yeah, making episodes 4 hours. Because, nah, that's not what we do. So anyway, Jim, Kazoo, is there anything you guys want to promote? before I get you the fuck out of here?
Just check my socials. A lot of art coming soon. Hopefully, comic within a year time frame.
Post image of skeleton waiting in his chair, being like me waiting for Kazoo's comic.
Yeah. yeah.
Fuck, post anime girl with her hands on her head, saying her little phrase, and while me skeleton next to her waiting for her webcomic. Little anime girl's Kazoo, of course.
Saying her little phrase.
I am the most I'm the most anime girl of the immediate crowd.
China.
Of China. Yes.
China, of course.
I'm China's
the most
number one
moe
anime
Chinese
girl.
man I've ever seen.
And Jim, what do you want to promote?
I want to promote Shen Yun. Nothing before has enlightened my soul more than seeing these tiny Chinese men jumping around on stage. You can check out my podcast, Joe Kakaka, where I talk about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. We also do a monthly Chainsaw Man podcast with Mehdi Not the Bad Guy, where we talk about Chainsaw Man every month. We do like 2 to 3 chapters each discussion. Those are really fun. I love that because Chainsaw Man is just so much fun to keep up with.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's getting really good lately.
Yeah, I'm up to date on it. I'm like, yeah, this chapter's been a banger so far.
It's really funny. Like, Chainsaw Man hit a point where it was so fucking popular that, like, I don't know. I hardly ever see anybody talking about like current manga like every week. But with Chainsaw Man, it feels like, not normies, but like a lot more people follow up with it and like are like, oh shit, it's Tuesday. Like, yeah. Chainsaw Man's coming out today.
Chainsaw Man Tuesdays.
It's really cool.
Nice. And Julian, you want to promote anything?
Yes, I would like to promote vqcd.in. Did you know that websites cost money? Please visit. It's a vacant lot out there. But I'm filling it with things.
You should do like a PBS promo. For just $20 of your time, VQCD can continue running, providing you whatever the fuck it has on there. I'm sorry. I'm selling it really bad.
Nice.
Ooh.
That's fine. That adds to the allure.
Yeah.
Nice. And
find his secret kin list.
what do I, Cheesymanfredo? I don't really got much to promote. Fucking the motion comic of Mick Polacci is not out yet. That one's kind of lagging because I gotta do extra hours of work because guess who hasn't paid their federal taxes yet? Haha, hee hee tee hee. Oopsie daisy. I forgot to pay. I haven't paid my federal taxes yet.
Tax day's coming
No
up.
stompy, Uncle Swammy.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Uncle Swammy. I'm gonna pay my federal taxes soon. I'm sorry. So I've been doing more hours of that. But once I get that all cleared up, I'm going to fucking... I swear I'm going to try to finish the motion comic before my appearance on the Asterios live stream. Really got nothing else going for me. I'll reiterate again. Look up Gunnar Leatherwood on Twitter. He's got a lot of social medias, and I want you to check out his art. It's great. It's awesome. He was a real legend. R.I.P. Never be forgotten. And yeah, and I think with that, I think we're done. I think we're done here. All right, so goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. Rest in peace, guys.
Bye.
Gamers,
Bye.
love your family and hug your dog.
Right.
Hug your fucking dog.
Hug
I'm
your
gonna do
dog,
that right
too.
now.
I don't have a dog. I have a cat.
My dog too.
My dog, too.
Tell your favorite OnlyFans girl that you believe in her.
All right, I'm gonna stop recording.